So, German-Italian Alpine Aggro. So, Alpine refers to the mechanic Alpine, this keyword that is found on mostly Italian units and a couple German ones here, that basically states the more Alpine units you play, the stronger and stronger they get. In a fairly recent balance update, they changed this card here from a 4 cost, give one of your units +1/+1, and duplicate it. Sorry, it used to be a 4K, give one of your Alpine units +1/+1 and create a copy of it in your hand. Now they've reduced the cost, gives all your Alpine units +1/+1, and you draw an Alpine unit from your deck. So we're trying to leverage kind of this aggressive snowballing nature of the Alpine mechanic from early cards like the Alpini Regiments and the Gebirgsjäger, and combining them with cards like the Panzer III-T, ENCIRCLEMENT, AUTOKANONE, and of course BLITZKRIEG to try to, take the front line, put a lot of units in that front line, and then run our opponents over with units. So that's pretty much it. That's why this is an aggressive. You could take the Alpine kind of archetype in multiple directions, but for this deck, we're looking to be aggressive and close out games very quickly. One notable thing is that this OBICE, giving our Alpine units Fury until end of turn, combined with Blitzkrieg, can mean that even one Alpine unit in the front line can be very, very deadly on turns 6 or beyond. So that's something you have to play around sometimes when you're facing Alpine decks. Before we start, I will say that there's a video of us playing this on YouTube. This list is the exact same as that. I just kind of wanted to play more games with it. The biggest difference is that this autocannon used to be an Admiral Hipper. Admiral Hipper is a very good card and can be used offensively, in a way that an aggro deck like this is interested in, but I just figured the autocannon was just a better overall inclusion to give us reach. It's just a solid artillery unit on its own, plus it's just another unit type to power up our joint operations. So that's why I went with those decisions there. So let's hop into some games with this. Let's see how we do. Sorry, just checking some things on my end here while we're waiting to get into a match. Okay, I don't want Eastern Front bound in my opening hand. Kind of want the Alpini, but it's hard to justify without a guarantee, that we get another one to play. I think I want, but we kind of want to play cards early and often in this deck, especially if we're facing German. Do we keep the Tactical Strike? I think we can. Just toss everything else back and hope for something good, and that's good. This is obviously a better 2-drop than this. This can power this up to allow us to draw a card, and there's a good chance this stays on the battlefield because it can't be targeted by enemy orders. So a good chance we get to draw a card here and then move this up potentially. Yeah, I'll move this up. We could be getting into missing, but I think it's worth. I think it's worth doing that there. Missing is going to happen either way. Not much you can do about it. Yeah, I think we just Eastern Front bound, move that up. Yeah, I'd rather move that up rather than get this down. Next turn we might go this, and shoot with this. Deal 5. He could have a sudden strike, though. That would be sad. No sudden strike. Ooh. Do I shoot? Do I hit for 5? And I might be right to... No, we gotta hit face. It's unfortunate if he ends up getting to power that up. What do we do? I think I kind of want to be more resource efficient. Maybe that's wrong, though, because if he takes the front line with this, we can't fight it back. So yeah, let's just do that. If he sudden strikes it now, at least it took something of his out. Well, this is what we mentioned about being scary, turn 6. Now Comet kills him the following turn unless he has a guard unit. Bye, friend. Alright. Really would have wanted to be on the play. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think... Is this hand... We just keep all of this, yeah? These are kind of speculative. We don't know what he's playing yet. He could be playing aggressive and we don't have time for something like this. Still could be a good 1, 2, 3. It's tough. If we were on the play... and we had like these, I'd probably keep it all. I definitely want tactical strike, I think. This 1, 2 for sure. I think I toss this back. Probably this as well. I just don't want to get caught with like him having answers for our Alpine units the first couple turns and then... And honestly, it might even be wrong to run this out fearing gunship mission. Because he didn't play anything on 1, maybe I'm supposed to wait. Sure. Fine. Maybe that's wrong though. Maybe you're just supposed to run it out. Oh, that's kind of nice though, because him not having this in the front line. Well, those can be very good if we can get to use them. I wonder if we'll see him just take the front line here, or if he's gonna ramp. That's kind of annoying. Joint operation's nice, though. We can't fully utilize it, though. Could play this. Joint op, plus that tank takes out these two. It's kind of nice. I think I'd rather have a bit of a bigger unit, though. Then what are we doing with the rest of our turn is the question. This kills a bunch of our stuff. think I killed this. Because if he eats this with this thing, then Nebelwerfer finishes it off. And then I have 2 unit types for joint operation to take that out. Or do I just shoot it? If I shoot it, then I get in trouble with gunship mission, and I really want this to live so I can encircle it. Thanks for stopping by, Wirtz. Have a good rest of your day and have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out. So we got board presence and we got card advantage, but our opponent is playing ramp and they have more resources than us, so they can quite, you know, this fight is far from over. Next turn, we're looking to go Panzer 35T, encircle one of these, Blitzkrieg. Matter of fact, I wonder if I missed the potential for lethal by not hitting face by doing that. It's probably, no, it's probably overkill, right? The reason why I didn't want to encircle again is because I didn't think it was necessary, because if he Seaborn's invasions us, we just lose one of our units anyway. It also means I don't have a 5 defense thing on the field for him to kill with an Avenger. Yes, please kill my artillery. Oh, alright. Is he gonna get a guard unit? He did. That's trouble. Does it matter? In the long run, it probably doesn't matter. So let's kill... We can't win either way, right? If we kill it with this, this is 15... 20, we're 1 short, so I want to kill this so it doesn't die to Avenger. I guess it dies to, or just so it doesn't die here. Yeah. He can Woken Giant this, obviously, but... Or Bloody Sickle it. Okay, doesn't have enough credits to do Seaborn Invasion. So what has he got? He could torpedo attack one of our guys and then like play another card. If he has that. Nothing. Again, we're not on the play, so I'm worried about keeping some of these cards. I think I do like these 3 though. I'm just not sure about the rest. Yeah, I think we toss those back, keep the rest. It might also be right to throw back one of these. this gets gunship mission, I'm okay with that. I'll probably just save this for a future turn where I can get some guaranteed value off of it. If he gunship missions this, that's okay. That means he's a turn. That just means he's not playing war bonds or whatever this turn, so I'm okay with that. Pretty good for us. Still gonna save this. I don't think there's a reason to run that out. Our opponent got some value off of these, but otherwise, I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good position right now. That's too bad. I was hoping to hit him one more time with that, but it got a lot of value. All right, well, there's that. Tactical strike. Yeah, I think we go for attack strike here. Do we, or do we Eastern Front bound? If we don't, we might have to trade a couple units into that. I'm also afraid of him having planes later that can give us problems. Let's just do this. It's only got 4 attacks, so maybe this Panzer III-L can do something. Again, I want to save the removal for if he drops planes that I'm going to have trouble getting from the support line. Or if he drops planes in the support line that I have trouble getting to with my units. Hopefully he doesn't hit a blitz. He did not. Okay, that's good. That's very, very good for us. Ooh. That'll come in handy later, I suspect. Actually, I want it now. Because then this answers that. This goes here. Move this up. Whew. If he had the red banner for that on top of it, that would have been brutal. Doesn't feel great, but I think we do that. Actually, yeah, let's play this first. I think I'll take another tack strike. Could see him play Avenger into... Sure. Anything... If he hits face, I'm very happy to see that. So... Okay, I think we need to do this to get multiple unit types. Our draws, our last few draws haven't been the greatest. That's not true. They've been okay, just our opponents had better ones. know that's happening for sure. Which of these am I supposed to kill? Probably doesn't really matter. I mean, this thing by itself isn't as good as that. What are the chances of him having more ground units that it really punishes us? I guess just in case, should do that. Okay, it's gonna pretty much come down to top decks here, and unfortunately, our opponent is more primed to win a top deck war than we are. And he got this, and he got the high roll. Let's move on then. That's kind of frustrating. But I guess better that happening than us continuing to play a long drawn-out game that we lose anyway because he's running things like B-17s and whatnot. He could have, all his turn could have been was move something up, play a B-17, and it would have been just as devastating, right? Needed him to brick one turn, and we needed like an okay card draw, and maybe would have clawed ourselves back in on that, back into that one. Finally, we're on the play when we have a third Alpini into other Alpine unit. I think I'd rather get the guaranteed card draw. I'll hold this back. I don't want him to have like another one of these. Shoot it and kill it. He plays... okay. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. I think I'm supposed to shoot it with this. The NEBELWERFER. It's too bad we didn't have one of our FLAMMPANZERs in hand. Because I don't think I can afford to play this, make it a 3-4, and then like shoot this. Like if he gets it out of range with more supply shipment, that could be just too devastating. So I think I just do this here. We essentially 2-for-1'd him because we spent one card to get rid of 2 of his. We still have we have a NEBELWERFER 42 on the field. Again with the supply shipments. Well, we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I'm fine with that. We're gonna Nebelwerfer that, play these two out, draw a card. Man, the top decks of our opponent right now. Yep. He even has enough resources to finish that off. What a guy. What a guy. I think I have to use this as a removal. Oops. Forgot that was a thing. Not really used to this card being played at all, let alone against me when I have air units. Well, that's probably game because we just kind of lost our whole turn. We'll see though. Depends on what he has left. Alright. Shame concede. If he had another unit to take the front line, forget it. We move on. I made a mistake. It's over. Oop, wrong page. That's annoying. I hate when I do that. It's such a silly mistake. I mean, we weren't in a great position anyway. We could have, like, double tack strike his front line, and that doesn't even take out one of the units, doesn't take out the other. He still has a 109th Engineers into that Hellcat the following turn. We needed like a FLAMMPANZER that game basically, which we just didn't have. Speaking of which, could be playing air units. This is probably gonna get to hit something, even if it's just his 04. I think I keep the rest. Definitely will go 1 and 2, and then later we have this as a follow-up. If he plays a 1-drop, though, I probably don't run out the Alpini, because he could just close air support, bomb it, and then we don't get the value. We don't get the card draw by playing this on 2. See what he does, though. Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to shoot there. Yeah, now these are all in carpet bombing range. Yeah, that was probably a mistake on my part. This was out of carpet bombing range if I play it though, right? Indeed it is. Yep, it's my mistake. I should not have played this. Now we're kind of like in a really awkward spot because this can trade into this. I can't kill it unless I play another unit, but if I do, then I can't move it up. So it's like it's effectively taken out of the equation either way. I don't think we can really play Blitzkrieg now. I'll take a unit here. Oh, Britain and your sweepers. Actually, oh, I can't take that back, can I? You used to be able to. Well. I'm just getting kind of tilted by my misplays here. And I'm also getting tilted by credit manipulation and now resistance. This opponent really wants me not to have fun. Haha, you didn't get 2 cards out of it, sucker. Fuck, that was a good, that was a bad one to lose. What fun, engaging mechanics this resistance deck is. This resistance archetype is. Fun game. Oh my god. I think this is fine. Okay, next turn we'll place another Alpini, move this up. Perfectly fine seeing that. Well, let's see what we draw first. Yeah, it's an awkward balance to get, right? Because there are some draws that aggro can have that are just so oppressive. So I think aggro itself is kind of in an okay spot right now. It's just that I think resistance is a tad too strong against it, perhaps. I don't know. To me, we were talking about this a little earlier on stream, that I just think resistance just should only ever be a fringe playable archetype, and the fact that it's getting any results at all is just kind of, just in my personal opinion, not ideal. Man. These draws today. So many threes. Our opponent played like nothing on turn 1, and then he had like mono 1-drops into shoot our stuff. I don't know what we do here. Okay, well, we know what card he got randomly generated anyway. Oh, yay. We don't have a hand set up to beat that. I don't know. I'm just like tilting right off the face of the planet right now. These games are just so unfun. Why is the clock ticking in the background? Do we toss all these looking for an Alpine card to play on one? It's probably wrong. Or just an Alpine card to pair with that in general? Sure, you got a card. Do I just kill that before he does like some shenanigans? He's probably gonna like buff it. I just don't want any of what that guy's offering, so let's just get rid of it. I was just about to say, can we get a NACHSCHUB? But I'm pretty much always thinking about how much better would this turn be with a NACHSCHUB? Yay! Finally we get to blow out somebody. Feels good after getting run over like 3 games in a row. Yeah, I have to say I'm not a huge fan of AoE, like full pin AoE that also deals damage. But whatever. Last I checked, the British were in a very bad spot, so maybe they feel like it's required to give them a competitive edge. Like, I've always felt like naval operation and punish for not keeping that NEBELWERFER. I've always felt like cards like naval operation and shelling that deal damage plus pin are a bit much, because the extra 1 damage can mean a lot. It's very hard to get out of range of sweepers. You know, it's very hard to get your units out of range of like multiple sweepers. So when you can't get value out of them because your opponent takes away your entire combat phase, essentially, and then it puts them in range to also get swept, it just feels super, super bad. Do I just shoot that? I think I just played this, I guess. These were some unfortunate draws in a game where we decided to... Like, I think we mulliganed an Alpine unit and then drew this, and then we drew into this. Opponent, you're so annoying. If I shoot that, this finishes it off. So that sucks. Guess, no, that's just gonna die. Yep, I'm just gonna get tons of value off of that. Fuck. Our draws are so bad today. This is kind of the nature of this deck, though, right? There's cards like this that are so good when you're ahead, but they don't help you actually get ahead. So when you draw the wrong half of your deck, it can be very frustrating. Probably doesn't matter. We probably lost. We just stumbled a bit. We just stumbled for far too long this game. Like, the chances of us being able to fight back while also, you know, dodging burn spells off the top of his deck is probably not realistic expectation. Let's just move on then. This deck has, yeah, this deck suffers from that wrong half problem. I think we might just play a couple more and then call it. These games have not been very fun the last little bit. I usually stream until 3 of those. But yeah, I think we move on from cards. I think I'm done with cards for today. Merlinix was playing kind of an all-in German aggro deck before. I wonder if he's doing that again. In which case, I kind of like this hand. Let's see if we can't snowball a victory off the back of this NACHSCHUB. How aggressive am I supposed to be in taking the front line here? I'm supposed to just move this up, right? Because of this? Okay. Our opponent decided that enough was enough. Yeah, it can definitely be a bit oppressive. Take it easy. Yeah, it generates a ton of yeah, it generates some very swingy games, and it's yeah, it's a pretty nasty card. But we'll see. I'm not sure what change I would like to see from it. I think I'd have to look at the history of the regiment, and then maybe there's something that could be thematic while also being fun and interesting without being too oppressive. I don't know about any of this. This is kind of speculative. Probably want to keep joint operation. Don't maybe toss everything else back. Okay, that's a decent hand. Especially if he's playing some low to the ground German aggro stuff. Oh, that's too bad. I should recognize this username by now. This guy loves to play countermeasures with like baby combo. It's like I think that's all what he exclusively plays. I swear every time this username looks familiar. I swear every time I'm fighting him, it's always baby combo. Pretty consistently baby combo. Normally, I don't think you're supposed to hold your 2-drop back in fear of a careless talk necessarily, but against this guy, yeah, probably. Should do this now. Sure. Yeah, he's got a PANZER III-H, yep. Whatever. Oh, shoot. I should have played something else out, probably. It's alright. Well, if we don't die next turn, I think we can kill him. Unlikely, though. What fun, interesting mechanics. He probably has enough to combo us here. Sure. How do we win from here? We probably don't. We need Comet. Comet would be nice. Yay. What a draw. Well, I'm assuming we're dead. We were close. We needed one more. I'll make him do it, though. How has he not comboed off? Whatever. Thanks for taking forever to kill us. We'll do one more and then call it quits. I think I'm gonna move on to Streets of Rage. I've had my fill of cards for the day. Back-to-back losses against combo decks and resistance decks. Just like not really interested in playing more of that. See if we can get one more like interesting game before we move on, and then yeah. I do think this deck is quite fun though, and reasonable in the most part. I really, ever since the Alpine mechanic was teased and revealed, and some of the initial cards were revealed, yeah, it's an archetype I enjoy for sure. Just not, unfortunately, just not very good in the current meta. I mean, it's okay when you get your NACHSCHUB on turn 1, but outside of that, it can just be a little slow sometimes. It's reasonable though. It's like, it's playable. It's also possible this build is just not optimal. Maybe I should be looking to go a little bit more mid-rangey, playing cards like Panther Gs and just other like bigger, scarier threats. What do I want here? This is a bit speculative. I don't really know how the hand's going to turn out. I don't think I want this. This is only okay. It really depends on what he's doing. Yeah, I think those are fine to toss back. Oh, look, we didn't get Careless Talked. That's a big win for us. too bad. I was anticipating missing there, not from the deep. Otherwise, yes, I would have led on this. But maybe I could have played around both by leading on this. It's just that I wanted this to be the bigger one because the Gebirgsjäger is already hard to deal with. So I want to kill it, obviously, but I also want to play this. Can't do both. This will die to that anyway. So let's just get rid of that, I guess. Move these up. Hopefully we can Eastern Front bound on both of them. Good chance he has a second Nebelwerfer, though. Alright, that's not awful. Get the Eastern Front bound. Develop the board a bit. Of course, we hit the one Alpine unit in our deck that we can't play. Because that's the luck we're having today. This might be overly aggressive, but figure use my resources, then gets this in tactical strike range. Yeah. Actually fine with the way that turned out, because now... do I want to play that out? Probably. I mean, it's like a distraction for his plane if he wants to attack it. And then that means next turn this plus this can deal 8, which is decent. Potentially. There we go. That's the first elite that we've seen get played on us today. Huh. Do I play Eastern Front bound after this? It gets... no. Can't get this out of range either way. We can get it out of range of this. We could even shoot that if we need to. Which might be correct. This will be a what? This will get up. This will be, I can get this up to a 5 toughness, so so it's harder for him to deal with. Wow. Kind of hope he just plays a big chunky guard unit and passes next turn. Good chance he doesn't do that though. Okay, is he gonna trade? Ah, shoot. Does he have another Nebelwerfer? That would suck. Okay, he's dead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 resources. This deals 18. That's a satisfying way to close out this set. Our opponent got greedy there with his 0 for sure. He definitely should have just traded it into the Gebirgsjäger. Had he done that, I would have like furied with this and would have killed his unit shot him in the face, but he'd still be alive. We'd be in an okay position, but he would have at least still been alive with plenty of cards in hand, plus an elite that he got to choose from that we never saw. Could have been a Leopold in our future that could have made us very sad. But anyway, so that's going to do it for the cards section of this stream.